welcome to Just a Girl Loves Spurs. Please excuse me, I'm eating chocolate cookies because I forgot to have my breakfast this morning. So I was trying to chew that bit really quickly. But it's another member show today. And I am joined by the one, the only, the legend.
No, the legend. Yeah, all right.
He's just a guy who loves Spurs, Mr. Jimbo. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Very good. Very happy this morning.
Good. All good things. I like all these adjectives.
All good things. There's all good things in my life, yes.
Do you want to know something funny? I left my cookie on top of my cup of tea and it's made it go soft and warm. And oh my God, it's so nice. But I've still got half left, but I'll have to wait till someone talks so that I can munch it. But it's yummy. Why are you looking like that, Jimbo?
Because you're yummy.
Before we start, let's have a look who is in the chat. We've got a Mr. Rodriguez bringing the sunshine with him today. Big up to you, Tony. Hope you're well.
Tony.
Big up Colin from Talk and Ball. He says, I'm working an extra shift today. Wanted to pop in and say hi. And we'll be watching as much as I can.
Thank you, Colin.
Good to see you. Big up Harmless Potato. Always good to see you. Big up Lee Statham. Hope you're doing well. No, I do mean a cookie. Look, it's a white chocolate chip cookie. Look at that. It's a Marks and Spencer's one. And let me tell you something now. They are better than any other biscuit in the whole wide world. And we've also got the Queen saying, hello, Katie Matey and Jimbo Pacino. There we go. Big up, Ellie. And we've got our first member in the back, the one, the only, the legend that is AJ. Mr. AJ, how are you?
AJ.
Hola, señorita, señor.
Oh, hello. Hello. We're getting a foreign language and all sorts. What's going on?
I don't know. I've hit my head. I fell over, so scrambled my brain. No, I'm all good. How are you two?
Yeah, good, thank you. But I have enough trouble with English, so we better just stick to English today. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, Jimbo, just to share our business on the screen. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning.
Okay.
After 3 days of trying,
I can put my phone on silent now.
So we couldn't have gone to see Mickey tomorrow because my earache is throbbing. And yes, I have a doctor's appointment. Okay. But yeah, so everything's good with you, AJ.
Yeah, I just want to say on behalf of everybody, the fact that you're very poorly, not like Jim who keeps going on about having the flu, but your ears throbbing, yet you're managing to persevere and put on a show for everybody. So I take my hat off. I'm not wearing one, but if I was, I would take it off to you.
Well, thank you, AJ. But do you know what? This is what women do. We don't cry that we've got a little bit of a snivel. Oh, I've got man flu. We just crack.
Right, Jim, ignore what I said. I ain't having that, mate.
Oh, dear. AJ, before we start talking about our beloved Spurs, I have a question to ask you about the Champions League on Tuesday. Pen or no pen? That is the question.
Which incident are we talking about?
We'll go with Saka's first.
Absolutely never, no way, not in any possible reality. And the fact that it's actually, I don't let many things anger me, but the fact that you've got Arsenal fans declaring this is the biggest travesty in European club competition, this is a definite penalty nailed on. It wasn't a nailed on penalty. All he had to do, he beat the keeper. All he had to do was get his shot off. But typical to the Arsenal way, he throws his right leg out in a very
I think
is AJ muted? What's happening?
Hoiberg's joined us.
It just said the host has muted you. You muted me, Kate.
Did I? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't even know how I did that, but I'm amazing because I did that without even knowing I could do it. But sorry, AJ, please continue.
Yeah, it just Arsenal fans annoying me. Not all of them. Some of them, sensible ones, understand that it was never a penalty. But the imbeciles, especially the ones with massive platforms saying it's a complete travesty, they've been robbed. If you want to talk about robbery, let's talk about Gabriel handballing the ball in the penalty area once the referee had blown the whistle. If you want to talk about robbery, blatant penalties, let's talk about that one. But funny, I don't hear them mentioning that.
No, exactly
If you want to talk about robbery, let's talk about when we beat Liverpool 2-1 and they scored. And it was
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't offside. That was a robbery.
Or let's talk about the Musa Sissoko handball in the Champions League final. They're proper robberies.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Good, big up to Ellie and Chang who've also joined us. Lovely to see you both.
The crew
Ellie, I'm going to ask you about the penalties in the Champions League before we get onto Spurs. Now, get your opinion of the both of them.
I'm glad you asked me, because Saka is a cheat, and I'll say it to everybody who wants to listen.
Yeah, good girl.
Not a cheater, right? He kicks the goalie, and then the goalie has to swerve to avoid his boot, right? And then he's crying on the floor, penalty. Shut up, Saka. There's no penalty. I'll tell him to his face as well, you little cheat. Right, but the thing is, seriously, the other penalty, it was. I think it's a penalty. I really do. Right, and all this schoolboy stuff. What's that all about?
Exactly.
I mean? It's a penalty. A penalty's a penalty. Right, when you mentioned Musa Sissoko, it gave me jitters. Again. Yeah. Every time I hear that, I shake. Because it was such a bad. No, that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Musa Sissoko, I just want to sing.
Exactly what he was doing. Mane knew exactly what he was doing. He saw Musa Sissoko pointing to the defender to go that way, and he thought, right, this is my opportunity. I'm going to fire it at his arm. It hit his knee first, by the way. Yeah. And it shot up onto his top of his shoulder, and they give a penalty. Stupid kid. Anyway,
And Chang, what? Sorry, welcome to the show as well, Martin.
I'll move on because I'll be too annoyed.
Martin and his magnificent wall. We all bow to the wall.
The wall.
She doesn't want to see you, Martin. She just wants to see your wall.
I love the wall. Do you know what it is? I absolutely love that colour blue paint. I want my house to be that colour, my bedroom. It's gorgeous. It's a proper nice blue. But anyway.
Send her a pot of paint, Martin.
Yeah, send us a pot of paint.
My birthday, it's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chang, just finishing up, obviously, we're all going around and give our say on the penalties appeals against in the Arsenal Bayern Munich game. What did you make of them?
I mean, if there is contact and if the player was looking for it and he went down after the contact was made, then by all accounts, that is a penalty, regardless of whether he intended to look for it or if he was trying to get out of the way. The fact of the matter is there was contact. The referees saw it. The officials saw it. There was reviews, or the officials had ample time to make their decision. And if it was a penalty, then so be it. But of course, then again, when you look at it in either in replay or in slow-mo, then you could see that he was already going down. His legs were already buckling. He was already taking a dive. Both his feet already off the ground, even before contact was made. And then you could then from there interpret that, yes, it could have been a very cynical sort of dive to win a penalty. But that's part and parcel of the game. I mean, if our own players did it, I mean, I'm trying to look at this from a very neutral perspective. If our own players did it, we will be defending them ourselves, saying that, you know what, there was contact, although our own player may have been going to ground, but fact of the matter is contact was made and it was a clear and obvious penalty. And I believe that's what it is at the end of the day. Of course, you could say whatever you want to say about them, how they win dirty or how they go about getting their goals, but it's a game at the end of the day, and they found a way to win it by hook or by crook.
Yeah.
Chang, do you think it's a penalty?
I thought that it was a penalty when I saw it live in real time. But when I saw it in slow motion, no, that's not a penalty for me. Because he was already diving. He was already, both his feet were off the ground.
Right.
He was
exactly.
Contact was made.
Stages, and he left a trailing leg. Put it this way, he left a trailing leg to make sure there was contact with Manuel Neuer before he then crumpled to the ground. That's what I saw in reverse. I mean,
Chang, my man,
play in slow.
Yeah.
It's not even that he left his foot out. He threw his foot in the direction of the keeper.
Yes.
And the only reason there was contact was because he did that. If he didn't do that, He's gone to the left. He's gone to the left. He's gone round the keeper. If he'd have then carried on with his natural movement, they don't even touch. The only reason there was a connection was because he threw his foot in an unnatural position at the keeper. That's the only reason there was contact.
That's right.
Agreed.
It's like that song goes, same old Arsenal, always cheating.
Martin, what did you make of it? I don't like starting off talking about the Gooners, but I do think it's something I'm interested
let's
in.
get it out of the way early. It wasn't a pen. It was, if you see Neuer, he's standing there 2 foot planted, pulling back like that, and then his foot is going towards him. He didn't need to do it. Just, you've already done the move, turn left, and you got open goal. I don't understand it. If you take the risk on a penalty, if there was 2 or 3 defenders there, and you go, right, but there was no need for it. It was an open goal. So you've risked losing a goal to try and get a penalty that you might score.
Yeah, and what about the whole Gabriel one? I mean, that was just bonkers. The keeper.
I didn't watch the second half, so I don't really like watching them too much, but I'll see it. I don't know, bonkers. So as much as they're complaining, I've seen all the outcry. Oh, the referee robbed us. Well, they were robbed, so that makes it 3-2. You score your one, that makes it 3-3. So it's still the same outcome. You've not been robbed of the game. The game would have been evened up again if they both scored. So,
can I just say, Kate, that,
go on, Jimbo.
Martin, you've done a fantastic job on your kitchen. It's gorgeous.
Oh my God, it is. Yeah, I'm very jealous. It looks amazing. You built that yourself?
No, everything but the units.
Wow.
Nice.
Why couldn't I marry someone that was good at DIY? Jim put up a toilet roll holder and it was like that, and it hangs.
He falls down the stairs better than me, though, Kate. So you can't have everything.
Kate, you could always serve your divorce papers and marry Martin instead.
Yeah, I could do. I like the wall. I do really like the wall. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to just ask everyone on the panel before we move on, starting with Jimbo, who goes through Man City, Real Madrid, Arsenal, or Bayern?
Well,
out of the two ties, which one goes through?
I think Bayern definitely go through.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other one's going to be a close call, but I'm going to say I just think Real Madrid just know how to win in the Champions League.
Yeah. AJ?
For me, I don't think Arsenal can go to the Bayern and beat them. I just don't see it happening. So I think Bayern go through. Real Madrid, Man City, both can score for fun. Both have a team full of superstars. So it could literally be anything. It could be one team could absolutely romp. 3-4-0. It could be 3-3. It just I genuinely don't know. I can't call it.
That's sitting on the fence. That's not permitted on this show. You've got to make a decision.
I like splinters in my bum, but all right, then I'll go Real Madrid if you're pushing me.
That's better. Chang, who goes through?
I would say that Bayern Munich will go through. They have the home ground advantage in the second leg as to Man City. Man City also have the home ground advantage in the second leg. And this is purely also as a Spurs fan and also a Premier League fan speaking about this Champions League qualifications for next season, I would still like to have at least one English club from either Arsenal or Manchester City to make it to the next round to help with the coefficient. So that if that coefficient goes up, maybe, just maybe, the fifth qualification, or rather the fifth spot in the Premier League would be that for Champions League. But we never know with regards to the coefficient. So I'm guessing Bayern Munich goes through and Man City goes through.
Chang, we don't need that because we're going to finish fourth. We don't need that.
That's it.
Jim still thinks we're going to finish first deep down. Martin, who goes through for you?
City Bayern for me.
Wow, you think City?
The two home legs, yeah. Because I don't think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. But the first one, 3-3, if the away goals was still in, it's Real Madrid all day long and Bayern all day long, because they just go for 0-0s. But as it stands at the minute, it's only needs to be a 1-0, or no one needs to go for it apart from the two away teams. The two home teams can just sit and play their game and not have to break their neck.
Yeah. Ellie, who do you agree with? Who goes through? Ellie.
She's asleep.
She's fell asleep. I mean, for me, I'm going to go with Madrid and Bayern, but as AJ and you said, Martin, it's City. Anything can happen, but it just shows their defense isn't impenetrable. That was
not at all.
Because like I say, it was 3-3, so it'll be interesting. I mean, Lynn Simpson brings up a good point. If Saka cheated, then Kane should have had a red card for elbowing Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then Yusuf said, but Kane had his eye on the ball the whole time. I personally think Kane's was a red card because you actually saw him move his elbow.
He was out. He looked, and he done it.
Kane should have gone. Kane should have gone. Definite red card.
Can you hear me, Kate?
Yes, I can hear you, Ellie.
Oh, that's better. I was going to say, can I give my opinion on the Bayern Munich game?
Of course you can.
Yeah. Right. So I was looking at their record. They've scored 80 at home and lit in 36. They've lit in the most at the top 6 teams in the Bundesliga. So it's going to be a tough call, right? Because Arsenal's defence is fantastic. And I can see Arsenal doing like a Man City performance, right? I can really see them going there. But I still think Bayern Munich, with that home advantage, with their fans behind them as well, I think they'll just about nick it. But it'll be a close call. So I think Bayern. And I think Man City have got the beating of Real Madrid as well. So I'm predicting a Bayern Munich Man City final. And I reckon Man City will win it again.
Wow. Yeah. Well, hang on. You're predicting. So hang on. If Man City go through, do they get in the next round? Because you've still got Atletico and Dortmund are still. Atletico and Dortmund played last night, and Barcelona and PSG.
And then PSG. I think it'll be. I still think it. Well, it depends on where they are, but I think it'll be a Bayern Man City final.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I really hope that Kane wins it, but someone did say they think Atletico could win it, and I agree. They've definitely got the minerals that they could win it. But enough about all these other teams. I'm bored.
Who did I predict to win it, Kate? Who did I predict to win it?
Bayern.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah.
Obviously, Spurs have got a massive game at the weekend. This gives me shudders. It brings back, post-traumatic stress and all that. We're away to Newcastle this weekend. Chang, I'm going to start with you. For you, who would you start in the midfield?
Our midfield to start against Newcastle would be the same midfield that ended the game at home against Nottingham Forest. For me, the likes of Pape Matar and Bissouma have had ample chances to really get their act together since they came back together from the AFCON. Sadly, they still haven't found their stride, their rhythm, and they haven't found the sort of dynamism that we're looking for to end the season strong in midfield. For me, Bentancur and Højbjerg have more than earned their chances to start in the away game against Newcastle for me. As for our attacking midfield, it's going to be a toss-up between either Lo Celso or Maddison. For me, I will still stick with Maddison because he's still part of that leadership group, and I feel that he still has a lot more to offer for us in midfield compared to, say, Lo Celso, who I'm looking more as a sort of an impact sub if and when he is called upon to take to the field to replace Maddison. But for me, my ideal midfield three to start away against Newcastle would be Maddison, Bentancur, and Højbjerg.
Wow, interesting. Someone here says Højbjerg, Bentancur, and Maddison as well. So, you're not alone. Mr. Martin with the wonderful wall. Who starts in midfield for you?
It's this game. It worries me.
Me too.
PTSD. And there's no reason why it should happen again, but then there was no reason last time. So, no one see that coming. And I think for me, that was the worst game. And it was just that bad that I couldn't even swear. I was just in silence. I was gone. My cousins went up there. They walked out with half hour in. They went all up there, and it was just. But for me, I'd keep with Madders because I don't think when we're in the low block against the low block teams and Destiny and all that are all crowding in, Madders has got no space. I think in this game there's going to be space for him to get his head up and look around rather than just be 5 yard passing and all that. So I'd keep him, and I think Benson Core looked good last week. I like Happy but someone's got to sit. And I don't know who to do. So Basuma can't do it. He's just proven he can't do it. So I think he has to be Højbjerg, much to my thing. But it's for the team. We don't want to play him because he's going to be going and all this. But at the end of the day, we need the points on the table. It ain't about what I want and about next season. It's about getting the points and doing the job right.
Trouble is, every time Højbjerg started against us in a game, we've lost.
That's the difference. It's when he comes on second half, he makes that impact. When he comes from the start, he doesn't. I don't think so. That's wrong. But who else have we got to just sit back? Do you then put like Bentancur back, and then you lose what he's got up there? I don't know. It's a tough one. Maybe change the system completely.
Yeah, like that's good, Aaron. Ellie, who goes in midfield for you? Need I ask?
Yeah, the thing is, I might surprise a few people here. I totally agree with you, Kate. When Højbjerg starts, he's not as effective because Angeball is very, very physically demanding, and you have to be quick at moving the ball. And you saw against Nottingham Forest, most of his passes reached their destination, right? But the ones that didn't could have cost us. Yeah, all right, it was against Nottingham Forest and they're crap in front of goal. We're lucky, right? Apart from Chris Wood, who's fantastic in front of goal, right? But I believe he should start on the bench because, not because... I think Højbjerg should be on the bench, right, and come on at half-time because he can cope with the 45 minutes, right, in terms of the pace of the game, right? He's not a slow player, which many people think he is. He's not, right? He's average speed, But the thing is, right, I think Bentancur, Sarr and Madders would be the perfect midfield because Basuma, he's gone right downhill, totally downhill. He's not doing all the things that he's good at, and I don't think he deserves a start, to tell you the truth. I think you earn what you get in football, and he hasn't been giving his all, right? So I don't think he deserves it. But Sarr, he's been one of our best players this season. I know he's dropped off a bit because he's got a bad back, apparently, right? So then they're managing his minutes, all right? But Postecoglou, he knows the value of Sarr in the team because that boy will run his socks off for the team. Right, and we need a player like that. Whereas Højbjerg is not that type of player. He's more of a passing player. He's more of a put your foot on the ball player, and he can give the ball away because we don't need that against Newcastle because we saw last year we gave the balls away so many times and they punished us. Right, so I'm going to go for Sarr, Bentancur, Madders.
Interesting. Welcome, Lee. Hope you're feeling a bit better, sir. I'm going to come to you as you're, just because you're there, really. Lee, who starts for you in midfield against Newcastle, sir?
I'm going to say Benny, Sarr, Madders.
Yes.
And I would say Højbjerg, but every time he starts, we lose. So I'd rather him come on in the second half.
Yeah.
Nothing against Højbjerg, but that's always the way it seems to go.
That's what I said, Lee, anyway. So
yeah, I just want this game to be over, to be honest.
I think we're all feeling a bit like that, to be fair.
Why?
Hang on, Jimbo.
With it, I don't care.
After last season and Leah's mum, fucking, I just want it over and done with.
Big welcome to everyone coming in. Hi, Lisa Chica. Hope you're well. Not seen you for ages. AJ, who starts in midfield for you?
Interesting. Okay, here we go. Lo Celso over Madders. Madders has been absolutely disappointing since he's come back. Disappointing. Not just mediocre. He has not produced anywhere near the form he showed in the first 10 matches. You can't. Lo Celso, every time I rate Madders over Lo Celso. I think he's a much better player, but every time Lo Celso has got on for us, he puts in the effort. He's playing. He's putting in good performances. What kind of message does that send to players waiting to get their chance if they see players ahead of them constantly not performing, constantly not setting the world on fire, not getting in everybody's face, not everyone coming and go, wow, what performance. What kind of message does it send to players who are waiting for their opportunity if they're still sat on the bench? So I would start Lo Celso. Then you've got Madders to come on if it isn't working out. Might give Madders a kick up the arse. With the other two, Basuma shouldn't be even in the squad. He has been terrible, absolutely terrible, and does not deserve to be on the team sheet, in my opinion. Star, he's looked a little bit leggy recently, but I do believe apparently he's meant to be suffering with a bad back. But he's been our most consistent player all season. Benson Kerr is absolute class, and him and Højbjerg work really well together. And I would start Højbjerg, and I know everyone goes, "Oh, but we haven't won when he's." But there was a time when we haven't won with Bale in the team. There was a time when we knew that we wouldn't concede when City comes to our ground because they don't score. Well, what happens? Hoodoos get broken. So it's about what's best for the team, and I think that Højbjerg is naturally more defensive. He'll offer that protection to the two boys at the back when you've got your full backs bombing on. So for that reason, especially against a team that can counter quickly like Newcastle, I would definitely start those three.
Interesting.
Yeah. I can't see him dropping Madders though, to be honest.
No, I can't.
He needs to.
Not in a million years.
You know what? I'm with AJ, but I'll put Madders in just to give him one last chance. If he doesn't perform against Newcastle, drop his ass to the bench.
I don't think he'll ever drop him unless he's injured.
Yeah, I don't.
But the thing is, managers have to make big calls, don't they? It's not.
But do you think that he's doing a lot of picking up from the defence? Do you think he's being told to do that, or that's him doing that himself? Because he's done it a hell of a lot since he's come back from his injury. First 10 games, he never. But since now, he's always coming back and taking it off Van der Ven and Romero. And then, you know, I don't know whether that's a low block and he's coming back to try and get a bit of space to look up. But then he only does a 5-yard pass anyway.
I know why he's doing it.
Go on.
I know why he's doing it, right? Because when he's up the top, there's 3 men round him, right?
Yeah.
So he drops deep so he can get some of the ball and affect the game.
Yeah, I agree.
But the thing is, when you're there, you've got to be Harry Kane sort of player, right? And he's not doing Harry Kane's performances, is he? Where he's pinning the ball to Sonny. He's not being quick enough.
I don't think anyone's doing Harry Kane performances.
I think he's...
Of course you can, Jimbo. Who starts in midfield for you, my love?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm not totally on board with this Basuma thing.
No, I was going to say exactly the same, and I've been critical of him, but I think he's improved. I
don't think he's been as bad as everyone's making out. I really don't. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just think that it's a bit harsh. I think he's at it. I think he's starts Andrew. Yeah, I don't think he's been as bad as everyone's making out. He's had some bad games. I agree.
I don't think he'll drop Basuma anyway, Jim.
I think the last couple of games he's done all right. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's a bit harsh. But do you know the other thing is that makes me laugh? That you've got people in here, right? You guys saying you can't wait for the game to be over. What the fuck? Let's go and smash the bastards. Have some faith, have some confidence.
That's the theory, Jim.
Yeah, that's what we
there
all
goes
want.
pace monetisation.
That's why I never put it on anymore.
I sit here and I can't wait for these games to come because I just know that we can smash them. And I don't want to start all this defensive shit. Start putting Pierre in because we want to be a bit more decent. Fuck that. We want to go up there and fucking play our football against them and score goals, just like Ange wants us to. So I would have Sarr. I would start with Sarr and I would start with Madders. And I think I would start with Bentancur.
Same as me.
Because I think
so you're not putting Basuma in after all that. You're not putting Basuma in.
No, I tell you why. Right? I tell you why. Because I think he's more. For me, he's more forward going, and I think in this game, I think we need to score goals.
The space is there.
Yeah, I think it's. They've got some injuries, haven't they? They've got quite a few injuries.
They've had all season. They're down to bare bones.
Yeah, that's why I would put because he drives forward, and I think we need to do that against his team. But as far as Basuma, I don't think he's been as bad as people said. And as for I can't wait for the game to be over. I can't wait for it to start.
Yeah, I want it to start, but then I want it to be over at the same time.
Thank you very much for coming on, AJ. I know you've got to go because you've got a long drive, but thanks for popping on.
Where are you going, AJ?
Sunny Portsmouth.
Sunny Portsmouth. Jim, give him one of your catchphrases to send him on his way.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Love it. Yeah, good seeing all you guys. Good chatting to you. Great opinions, as always. Much
AJ,
love.
Before you go, what's your score prediction for Newcastle?
Jim, we're going to smash them 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Drive safe, AJ.
Right. I will, always.
Journey.
Yeah, take
Cheers,
care.
guys. See ya.
Bye. I would like to say in my starting three, it's the same that I said last week who I would start. It would be Sarr, Madders, Basuma. I think first half, soak up the pressure. I predicted this would happen last week on We Are Tottenham TV. Start with them three and then change it at half time and bring on Bentancur, which is what he did. I just think that works well. I think Basuma's been crap for most of the season, but I do see signs of him improving. But as Harmless Potatoes just said, they've got Botman, Lascelles, Tonali, Wilson, Livramento, Almiron, Pope, Trippier and Willock all out. So we should be smashing the granite out of these, really. But as Martin says, that's the theory. That's the theory. Big up Jess, thank you for smashing a like. Big up Benny. He's put. I found with Pierre on the pitch that he passes the ball forward more and gives it to more attacking players like Johnson and Werner. Interesting. Big up to Shemtan. Hope you're well. Big up to is that Aina? I want to say Iron Appa, but
that's what I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to say it. Iron Appa. Maddison, Kulu, Biss have become lethargic since we signed Werner because they know he does all the running and covers the ground and moves opposition to other directions. Werner's spoiling these players. Interesting. Well, I would say in counter argument to that, they're spoiling themselves because they should be running no matter what.
Why, Joey? Why?
Joey's not watching the game.
Why?
He played for him.
Yeah, that's true. For 480 nil, says Wayne Bonner. I will be sorting your postage out for your picture today, Wayne. So I shall give you the tracking number and everything. First 9:30 game of the year is Spurs Newcastle. Ain't no way I'm missing such an early game. Angel says, have faith. I'm confident we will get the job done. The win is ours. 4 for the taking.
Yep.
Jim's my new favourite Spurs fan. Big up C Frank. Not seen you before, but I love the fact your dog is wearing a Tottenham scarf. That's epic. Afternoon to Jose.
Jose.
Oh, free Colin the Caterpillar cake. That's not a waste of time. Big up Leo as well. Next thing, who starts up front? Richie going to be back, I believe. Jimbo, who's put you? Who are you putting as your front three?
Well, I would definitely have Johnson on the right, 100%. I wouldn't even consider Kulu. I think maybe Werner left and Sonny in the middle. I tell you why, because I think they're getting used to each other a bit now. You saw the other day some of the passing was fantastic up there, you know, and bring Richie on. Richie's not going to be fully match fit, is he? So bring him on in the second half.
Jim, is this your burner account? Look, how can anyone say I can't wait for the game to be over while I watch if that's your mentality? That's what you always
tell them, Steve Frank. Exactly what I think.
I think that's Jim's second account.
I cannot wait for the game to start and I has to smash the granny out of them.
There we go.
Right.
Chang. Oh, did you give your front three, Jim?
Well, I think I would keep it as it is because I think I can start seeing some clicks between them now. You know, no, this ain't a game to drop Son. Definitely not.
No. It ain't never dropping Son.
If you'd have said this the last game, Joey, I would have agreed with you, but not this game. It's not the game to drop him.
Yeah. Big up, Daniel. Chang, who starts for the front three for you?
The front three that starts for us should be the front three that started for us against Nottingham Forest. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. For me, I will still retain having Werner on the left, Son in the middle, and Johnson out wide. That is provided if Kulusevski is still not up to scratch, which I don't think he is from what he showed us when he came on the last few minutes, his little cameo towards the end of the second half against Nottingham Forest. For me, Richarlison, regardless of whether or not he needs the minutes or he needs the confidence to get back into his stride, for me, this isn't the game to start him. He could come off the bench if he is feeling up to it in the second half, but we have to start the game firing on all cylinders. And for me, that means we need pace, we need the speed, we need the acceleration, and also the XG in front of goal. And who better else than Son Heung-min himself? So for me, it's an unchanged front three for me from the Nottingham Forest game to this Newcastle away game.
Excellent. Martin, do you agree, or would you bring Richie in?
I totally agree, yeah. I'm more happier with the wingers actually playing on the wing now and going down. That for me puts me at ease already, and I think this is the game. Son can get crowded out of the game because he's not a natural 9. But in this game, I don't think we need that. Like with West Ham, of course, we needed someone up there to battle and bully. In this game, I think there's going to be more space. They're a bit like us. They'll play over a higher line. There'll be a bit more grass to run into. So for me, stick with the same. I think it'll work in this game. And if it doesn't, then bring Richie on.
Interesting. Lee, do you agree? Or are you bringing on Prue straight away?
Well, we all know what I would do, but I'm going to stick to the same as everyone else.
I'm telling Richie you said that.
Yeah, but Lee, I don't think he's going to be match fit. He's going to need just maybe a 25-30 minute
But
game.
I do think that if he does bring him on, he needs to come on before the 87th minute.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with Joey there.
I think I would normally say throw Richie in, but I think, as Chang said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Start it, but if it's not working, then change it quickly, like he did. He made changes.
He will do it. That's one thing. With Koch, we used to sit there, wait. But at least with him, we know, out.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it stick with it. I was just going to bring up a comment about Gio, because someone's put Gio deserves a start. We need to start rotating if we ever want to build a serious squad. No one of quality is going to come to us to sit on the bench. For me, I wouldn't have Gio anywhere near our team as a starter. He's not going to be around longer. He's a liability. He's always injured. I don't like his attitude. But if he comes off the bench and plays 20 minutes and plays well, great. But I wouldn't have him as a starter. I don't know what everyone else thinks.
I wouldn't have him as a starter, but when he comes off the bench, he does give it his all.
Yeah, make an impact. Yeah, I agree with that.
It shows some passion when he comes on. But the thing is, where's that passion been for the last 5 years?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Exactly. And he just can't stay fit. I mean, it's just madness. If we are throwing anyone in, we should be throwing Pierre in the River Tyne. That's a problem I've had with Spurs sometimes, not enough rotation, stick to and focus on a main 11. Well, hopefully that's changing. Richie, Hill, and Solomon. Yeah. Oh my God. Who do we start other than Werner and Johnson? We play Sonny out front now, Kulu in the middle. So who's left to play out wide? Well, Solomon's obviously injured. I think everybody can see that we need better wingers.
I don't want to play Kulu at all at the minute.
No, for me, Kulu's cooked his goose with me. I want him gone.
When he come on the other day, well, sorry, Martin. When he come on the other day, he didn't do one thing right.
No,
Kulu.
Yeah, he's lacking confidence.
He's a mess at the minute, man. I don't know what's happening.
That right there. He looks lost. I don't know if he's had a roasting off Ange and he's trying to, but he come on the other day and he got that ball and he's got the whole pitch, he's running into it, all he does is simple pass and he's like rabbit in the head, stop, I don't know what to do. He just looked absolutely lost. And for me, it's a mental thing because we've seen he can do it. So there's something not right, whether it's private life or he don't take the bollocking well, whatever the case. Something right because football players are best when they don't think, they just do it.
Yeah,
and he's obviously overthinking everything too much because I think he's been told to do this, not to do that, and I think he's just not completing it.
Yeah.
Has he scored this season? I can't even remember if he's even scored this season.
Yeah, he has. He scored a couple. But that's when he wasn't too bad. But now, it's the same. For the last month or so, it's just like he's been lost. And I don't know whether that, because we was all on Johnson's case again. Oh, he's better as a sub. And I was guilty of it. Being on second half, he's better at it. Now all of a sudden, within a month, Kulu's just been dropped and he ain't nowhere to be seen. And Johnson starts Johnson. Everyone start Johnson. Because we can see what he's trying to do. We can see the progression. He's listening to Ange. And it's like Kulu has just gone back the other way and just regressed.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether Ange said that to him and he just don't know how to deal with it because Ange ain't even putting him in. We stuck with him at first and now he's not. He's just like, no, you're on the bench, mate.
I mean, even, I always said I want to see him in the middle. Even when he went into the middle last time, he was diabolical. I think there's possibly a place for him in this squad. I don't think anyone knows where it is. And Ellie's been calling for him to play as a false nine for I don't know how long. But
I have.
Ellie, what do you make of Kulu? Are you sick of him like I am, or are you going to give him another chance?
I'm sort of half sick and half give him a chance. I'm on the fence because I think technically he's fantastic. He can hold the ball, he can run with the ball, but when he runs with the ball and then he gets there, the end product is not there. Right, and it's frustrating for me because I've seen him give the end product and he's just lost his mojo, and it's such a shame from such a talented footballer, and he's so strong as well. We're not seeing it, are we, Kate?
No, definitely not.
And it's like, bloody get a move on, Kulu, and do something. He gets there and he does nothing. He checks back past the Porro, tries to go down the byline with his right foot, can't do it. Comes back on his left foot, looks up, does a stupid pass. That's not what we want from Kulu. That's why I said if we play him in that false nine or like a number 10 or a false nine, more effective because he's got more time on the ball. He's in the middle as well, so he can look left and right. He hasn't got the pace to be a winger, so he shouldn't be a winger, full stop. Right? It's ridiculous playing him as a winger. Right? So, yeah, I'm very frustrated with him.
Chang, what are your thoughts on Mr. Kulu?
Okay. For me, I think he's going through a phase. He's going through a very tough spell in his footballing career. I'm not sure whether it's rooted in his own footballing ability, his whatever he has going on in his family, or whether it's something else rooted with his stay in England. I feel that Kulusevski needs some serious talking to. For him, I can't see him doing much from between now to the end of the season. A rest will do him good. An early summer break, an early preseason for that matter as well, after the Euros will do him a world of a good. But for me, right now, he's completely off the boil. There's something there's just something not right with the way he's going about his footballing business. And I think that's plain for all to see, even the manager who has taken the decision to drop him, and it was the right decision. And even when he was given a few minutes to come on, that cameo against Nottingham Forest, you could see that his head just wasn't in it. His head, his mind, his body, his soul, it was like he would rather be somewhere else rather than on the pitch for me. And that for me just speaks volumes of what's really going on with him right now.
Isn't it? It's just so evident that he's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Exactly,
think
Mr. Martin.
He's not there, he's everywhere.
he's got the ability.
But this is the one thing that worries me more. If it is so apparent, if it is so visible, if it's so obvious that he's not really there for playing, why is Big Ange still bringing him on? That is what I can't wrap my head around when I saw him come on. I saw him come on and thinking, okay, maybe he has had some time off on the bench. He has something to cool off. He's seen enough. He knows what he wants in his from himself.
He didn't give him a lot, like 83 or 84 minutes or something. He didn't give him a lot, did he? He's like on this one. The one before he gave him a lot more, but this one it was the dying embers of the game at 3-1.
I think I know why Andrew's doing it. He wanted to give Kulu a message, right? Put you on the bench you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So when he brings him on late, he's basically saying, I don't need you. That's how I see it.
I kind of agree with Joey, what he said here. I think that he liked playing the Madders role, and now when Madders was injured, now Madders is back, he can't really play where he wants to play. I kind of see that, but
yeah,
for me, I'd get rid of him, but that's me. I've never been a fan.
That's sulking and throwing the boys at the pram, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, Kate,
yeah.
The thing is, Kate, I've told you this before, darling. Right? You're too quick. You're too quick to throw play. You're too quick to get rid of players. Right? He's a good player. Yeah, but he's a good player, and we know there's a good player in there, right? Let's give him another season under Ange. Someone just made a really good point, and they said that he needs an early break. I think that was Chang, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I was listening. I think Chang's right. Maybe he needs a bit of rest and then work with Ange in the close season, and let's see what he can do next season and where Ange decides his best position is. I mean, we just can't say because a player's having a bad patch. It's like Basuma, right? We know that Basuma is a fantastic player, but he's had a bad spell, and all of a sudden people go, "Oh, we've got to get rid of him." No, why get rid of him? We know there's a good player in there, not a good player, a fantastic player. He was brilliant when he first came to us, and he was brilliant at Brighton. So we just don't get rid of him. Let Ange work with them. He's just come in, Ange, and he's got to get to know his players, find their best positions, work with them, and get the best out of them. Otherwise, we're just doing the same thing with players as we are with managers, just rotating all the time, getting rid of them and getting others in.
Yeah, it depends what Ange wants, though. I think he's sending a message to Kulu that his days are numbered. That's what I personally believe. If he doesn't back up his idea,
I honestly think something's been said because it's just dropped off and he looks lost.
Yeah,
he does look lost. I 100% agree. When he come on the other day, right? I mean, he had the whole pitch to run into and pass to someone, messed up, and then he had Sonny out on the left, and there was no one between them, and he kicked it straight out for a throw.
But that's what I'm saying to you. That's where Ainge can't coach that. That's something said. You know, we're not saying he's a bad player, but there's something not right there. So we can't put the team at risk to put an arm around him and go, come on. There's something not right there. I don't know how he changed it or do. With Basuma, that's a coaching thing. I think there's something that he needs to learn but with Kulu's had bad spells and good spells, and he's been all right. But this one, this last couple of weeks, he just looks lost when he comes. He's just like he's been asked to play netball or something. He just don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think that Chang's right. Maybe he needs a break. And if he gets his break now, right, he's not playing him. And in the off season when they have their tour, he can work with him. But I don't.
Do you watch you go away for Sweden and he'll tear it up?
Yeah, of course he will, all day long, and he'll probably win a bloody trophy and all. The thing is, I just don't think you can have passengers in this team, and for me, he just don't fit the system. So I'd just get rid. I'm sorry, I'm savage.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how Jim's lasted so long. Then if that's how quick you are, Kate. Jesus Christ, you must have something on her.
Where's AJ gone? You got rid of him as well, Kate?
Yeah,
He's got to Portsmouth, bless him. It's because the thing is with Jim, I give him chance after chance. That's why he should thank his lucky stars every day that he's still here, because I can be savage if I want.
When people say Højbjerg don't suit the system, nor does Kulu.
No, not at all.
He doesn't.
I'd rather have Højbjerg than Kulu.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah.
She's
big up to you, Lynn. That's I'm kind of the same. I don't like Arsenal, but I will always give them credit if I think they deserve it. Through gritted teeth, exactly that. Gio seems to be more mature now, and I think we will lose him in the summer. We'll be absolutely mad, and it will come back to bite us. We have Champions League next season, and we need seasoned pros. I disagree.
It's a little bit too late, isn't it?
Exactly, Lee. Exactly that.
What did Lee say?
Too little, too late.
What, we 4 years in? 5 years?
Yep. For me, he's cooked his goose. He's
even Jim's giving his chances there. He's
at 5 years.
Yeah. 5 years.
Gio.
He's come back to this club how many times after being on loan?
He's been
and
here
done
5
nothing.
years. 5 years and
he's never made a spot his own, has he?
No.
We've got 4 managers there, plus the interims, you can call it 6. He's never cemented a place. He's always 15 minutes, 20 minutes here and there. He's never ever held down a place and gone, hold on, I'm having this, get out the way. He's never done it. You know, how much sample size do you need?
Well, I watched him come in the training ground, right? And Gio, it's like he doesn't want to be here. He's like very lethargic, just strolls in, doesn't look interested. And you get that vibe from him that he doesn't want to be at Spurs. And obviously the managers are picking up on it because they don't pick him.
Yeah,
it's not just one. Everyone,
to do with his technical skill or his ability as a footballer. He just doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
Joey's comment is spot on.
Yeah.
No, the thing with Tangy is I don't want him going on loan. I just want him gone.
Yeah, me too.
But it's easier said than done when people don't want to buy them.
No, I know.
Just give him away then. Buy one, get one free.
Chris is as savage as me. He said their passengers taking up places in the squad and valuable money. This season's been their chance to shine. It's just not in them. They'll end up like Lloris and Dyer. That's how I feel. I think Gio's time is done. This is an interesting comment as well from Lynn, who says, would you say that Maddison has been hyped up to a level where he thinks he is your star boy and now he can do what he likes as he knows he will always be picked? Chang, what do you think of that?
Oh, star boy.
Wow. This might open a can of worms if I say the wrong thing here. So I've got to be very careful with what I comment about Maddison.
Open the can.
You mean, okay, put it this way. When he was signed, we all had a sort of air of expectancy, a sort of expectation about what he was supposed to deliver and what is capable of on the pitch for us as well as off the pitch, because there were some concerns from me personally of bringing someone like Maddison in who has had that past history of talking ill, or rather speaking ill about Gareth Bale and Spurs from his social media. But Big Ange has trusted him to be part of our leadership group. He has also given him that added importance and responsibility of spearheading our midfield. And we could see that it was one of the integral components for our team in the first 10 games of the season. And then somehow or other, after his injury, after everything that he went through off the pitch, on the treatment table, he hasn't really come back the same player he is. I feel that, and this is purely based on what I said the other day on Monday, if you remember how I said something of these players who know that they have a guaranteed spot, or at least a very high probability spot of being picked by their national footballing clubs, or rather the national footballing teams, to represent their countries in the coming Euros and the Copa America. They could be reserving themselves. They could be sort of like holding back, not really going at full throttle, because if they do, and if they risk getting injured, then they're going to miss out on winning a trophy, because we all know just how hard it is to win trophies at Spurs. And well, these players, they might even become like a Cristiano Romero. They might become like a Cristiano Romero. Just before the World Cup, reserves himself, and then when it comes to the World Cup, bang, you win a World Cup. That might be going through Maddison's mind, because in his head, he's not even thinking of Spurs anymore at the end of this season. He has one foot on the plane to Germany for the Euros. If he feels like he's a sure starter for Gareth Southgate. And I feel, and this is just my own opinion, by the way, I feel that he's trying to reserve himself so as not to over-exert himself and pick up an unnecessary injury that will rule him out of the Euros. But that's just my take about him.
That's an interesting, actually, a real interesting thought. Jimbo, what do you think? Do you think Madders just knows that no matter what, he's always going to start?
No, I don't think he thinks that, because I think under Ange, I think they're all going to know that they're not guaranteed to start. He has dropped him before, hasn't he? So I don't think that. I think Ange is the sort of manager that if you're not performing, you don't play. But at the end of the day, right, if we take Maddison out, who do we put in?
Exactly. That's the problem. That's what we're saying. There's no real competition. Yeah.
That's the problem. And I think that I think we will get someone else in that place. And I think then it'll be a bit different. You have to fight harder. But I think Maddison gives his all. I don't think he's a player to go out there and not try. I think I think when the team's clicking, right, I think Maddison clicks better. When we're struggling, I think that he finds it very hard to get things going. But I think that once we buy a backup or someone to challenge him, until I say not a backup, I think we see a better Madders. But I don't think he's another one. I don't think he's been diabolically bad. I think he's done some great stuff.
It's like Basuma, when they first come in the first half of or first few games of the season, they were up here and they've just gradually dropped and never found their way back up.
Yeah.
Martin, what do you think? I mean, a lot of people say Madders is cocky. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure.
No, I think he comes across as cocky, like, because we all do it. We say, oh, they're arrogant, they're this, that, and the other. He's confident in his ability and he knows what he is. I don't think no one needs to tell him how good he is and all that. But, you know, and we've seen that, not in our team, in other teams. But as far as being the star boy, I don't think that. And I don't think he's undroppable. But I think there's half an eye on who's going to come in and replace him. You've seen it with the 2 times he's been subbed. Whether he's having a good game or not, he ain't happy about it. So I don't know if that's healthy for him, that he needs to give him the kick up the arse he needs, or will he sulk and go into his shell about it. I think he'll come out fighting, personally, because I think he's that confident in his ability. But since his injury, you know, the Leicester fans said it takes him a while. We don't come back 1 or 2 games, he clicks in. It takes him 6 or 7. I think he's getting better and better. But yeah, I don't think he's arrogant. I don't think he's overhyped. And I don't think he thinks he's a star boy. I think he's just confident in his ability. And I think he gets as frustrated as we do when he don't perform and he ain't getting his passes off and he ain't looking like what we all think he is and what he thinks he is. I think he's disappointed as much as we are. So,
yeah. Leo, any thoughts on Madders? You're muted, I think. Silly ass.
We had it for so long where we didn't have any creativity, right? So we was all screaming out for a creativity player. We all wanted Madders. I wanted Madders. Madders came. He was quality when he first came, first 10 games. He got his injury and he's dropped off a bit. I basically agree with everything Martin said. I don't think he thinks he's a star boy. I don't think he's arrogant. I do think he gives it his all. He just isn't there yet since that injury, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's been diabolical like people make out.
No, not at all. Yeah. Ellie, any thoughts, my lovely?
I'm probably because I played in that position myself as a cam. I know what it's like because everybody's relying on you, and more pressure's put on you because you're not a star boy, but you're the star player who can bring out the best in your team, because your job is to create, right? And if those creative juices are not there, and you sort of lose them, because when you're injured, right, and you've come back from injury, you're struggling because you know you can't do all the things that you used to do before your injury, and you sort of play on that, and it plays mentally on your mind. So you're trying a bit harder, and you can see that with Madders. He's really trying, the boy, and I agree with Jimbo. He is trying. He's trying his best to get back to his best, and it's not quite working for him at the moment. And there's lots of different reasons for that, because he is a marked man there, because people know he's a danger. And if you let Maddison turn on the ball, he's going to hurt you. He's going to punish you. Like we saw against Arsenal when he did that brilliant spin and turn and put Sonny in. So these type of players, they're not luxury players. They're players that can affect games, right? So I think he will find his mojo again. It will take him, hopefully, we're going to see it at Newcastle, because this is the perfect game. It's going to be televised. Everybody's looking out for it because they battered us 6-1 last season. Everybody's expecting Spurs to lose as well, I presume, all the neutrals, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to pull one out of the bag, hasn't he, Kate?
100%, 100%. Obviously, we all hope that he does. But
do you think he has been kicked a lot since they're trying to wind him up? Since he's been back in injury, everyone's having a dig at him. He's like the new Jack Grealish. Everyone's having everyone's putting him down.
Yeah,
you know,
I do agree.
My personal, I have nothing to do with it, but I think he has been kicked a hell of a lot since he's come back from injury.
We're the most foul team in the Premiership, by the way. We are.
I mean,
Yates, he was a right little sod to him, and I wasn't surprised that Maddison retaliated. It was the wrong thing to do, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't surprised he did it. That little assassin, Yates.
Yeah, but the thing about players like Yates is they love to give it but can't take it.
That's right.
But by the letter of the law, he should have got a red card for that. No matter how you dress it up, he should have got a red card for that.
Yeah,
so
it was handbag stuff, Kate.
Don't matter. You can't hit another player, darling.
You've hit me 10 times harder than that.
Yeah, but you ain't a player. You're just a fat bastard. That's what you always tell me, anyway. That's what you tell me. I'm just saying.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Got a good word for you, Jimbo Pacino.
He says all these horrible things and then says she loves him, and then that just puts it all to bed, doesn't it?
Do you know what? Right? If I wind her up, I do wind her up, right? And she hits me. She's got a good punch on her. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So watch out, Jimbo. It won't be the stairs next time.
I love it when she hits me. It turns me on. She just don't realise it.
Oh my God! Enough.
Maybe Kate, you should have hit Yates in the gut. He wouldn't have got up.
Yeah, he bloody wouldn't. He'd still be in hospital now, Ellie.
Yeah.
Most players drop off slightly after injury. You're going to be slightly paranoid of setbacks and getting injured again. This will have a knock-on effect. Yep, there is that.
Well, Leicester fans told me it does take Madders a while to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Once he's been injured, so.
Yeah. Also, there was some news today.
Joey, that's not true, because I've seen things where people have been sent off against us, and I've told Kate it was pathetic. They're meant to be men out there playing football, and they act like they're kindergarten kids half the time. I mean, I saw one. It was the other day. It was Saka, right? He got tackled. He went down, and he was like rolling on the floor, and no one took any notice, and the ref never took any notice. He just gets up and walks away. I mean, that's just, to me,
the best one is Paqueta. He goes down like he's been shot, and then goes and starts going all mental like that within like 5 seconds. If you haven't got it, you're either injured or you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if he'd have punched Madders like that, right, I wouldn't have thought nothing of it. I'd have just thought, if Madders went down and started crying, I'd have called him a baby and all.
You're meant to get a yellow card, and he already had a yellow card, so they could have both walked.
Yeah.
Exactly. They should have both been off if you look at it.
They got man up, didn't they, on the football pitch?
Roy
you red card in, you have a yellow card in, you're both gone.
Yeah, Roy Keane got it right when he called them babies.
Babies.
You babies.
There's news today from Rudy Galletta, or Galletti, however you say his name, who's normally actually quite good, who says that Tottenham have made Santiago Jimenez their number one target for the summer.
I love it.
It says that
I saw
he's
this.
22-year-old Mexican international who scored 24 goals in 38 games, with 21 of those coming in the Eredivisie. Thoughts? Ellie, you seemed quite happy. Would you like to have Santiago Jimenez?
I love him. Everybody get onto YouTube and watch these matches from the start, right? Not just highlights, watch some matches from the start, because they've got those, right? And he's a fabulous player. He scores the most magnificent goals, and he bangs them in from all sorts of areas, right? And his movement is fantastic, and he'll suit Ange Ball to the T, because he's such a quick player, and he's quick-witted as well. Like the way he moves to score goals, he's very clever, intelligent. The way he makes his runs, it's brilliant. I love him at Spurs.
There we go.
He'll be perfect.
Anyone else got any thoughts on this guy?
Until he stood there holding that T-shirt up, signing that bit of paper, I believe it. Because anything could happen.
Yeah, but what do you think of the player?
Yes, I like the player.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get too
excited.
I don't really bother with everyone linked to. I just wait until they got the T-shirt, holding the T-shirt up.
They're saying Tottenham are expected to make a bid this week, but I mean, I don't. It's probably a load of old crap. No, that's what I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, they won between 38 and 51 million pounds. So Levy will probably offer 25.
But I've seen as well, we're still strongly linked with Conor Gallagher, so
that's not going to happen.
No.
Sorry, Miss Kate, but I read somewhere prior to this that Feyenoord, the club that you are looking to do business to sign Santiago Jimenez from, Feyenoord are actually looking at Bryan Hill. So there might be a bit of a part player exchange using Bryan Hill and cash to get Santiago Jimenez from Feyenoord. At least that's what's being reported here from OneFootball.com. OneFootball.com are claiming that Feyenoord are actually making formal and concrete proposals for Tottenham Hotspur outcast Bryan Hill this coming summer.
So now, if we decide, sorry, Jim, if we sign like a Santiago Jimenez, that pushes Sonny back out on the wing. What happens with Richie? Are we keeping him? Do you think? Or
yes,
yeah,
no.
Richie's going nowhere.
What was that, Martin?
I said, I don't think he's going to be up for sale. Like, we're going to get the money. I think they're just going to hang on to him for another year.
Yeah.
Just don't, unless Saturday coming with a silly bid, I don't think he's going anywhere.
We don't want Richie going.
Sorry, Lee.
We don't want Richie going anywhere anyway.
That's right.
I saw this morning on Sky News, Spence, I forgot where he's at. Where's Spence at?
Is he not Galatasaray, is it?
Genoa. Right, they're really pleased with him. They said that when he come to them, he had a really bad mentality. His mentality wasn't right, but they seem to have really worked on him, and they're really pleased with him, and they're going to put an offer in for him.
Good. Yeah. Another one out the door.
How much did he cost us?
Not a lot, was it?
Was it as much as that? It was about 10.
I thought it was about
12.
How much?
15. I think it was 12 or 15 million, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm right. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Belgium, maybe if we get 100 million for it, we'll let it go.
20 million we paid for Spence, yeah.
I thought it was about 20. I think they wanted 25 and Levy hung it out all summer and got it for 20. That was it. I knew it was.
Yeah, it did drag out for ages, that did.
Oh, the whole month. He took over, didn't he? I'm doing this because I know he knows the chairman and it was all that. For 5 million.
Good, Joe. He thinks we're selling.
I know this Joey seems to be pretty obsessed with the fact that Romero's going. I don't understand why. What makes you
Romero
think
be going nowhere for a
No,
while.
I don't think so. He's just been given the vice captain's armband. I don't know why you think he's going anywhere. Bobby's selling Richarlison to Saudi and throwing in Ndombele as a free with him. Buy one, get one free.
I actually think Bobby K.
I actually think Richarlison's got higher what's the word? Aspirations in the Saudi league. Yeah, I do. If that club's after
he doesn't want to go there.
Yeah, and he probably
You won't want to go there.
Yeah, look at Joey. He said, "I'm telling you, he's gone."
He's Brazil's number 9. Why would he want to go there?
How do you know, Joey? How do you know?
He's at Tottenham Hotspur.
I sell Richie if we could break even or a small loss. Just my opinion. I like him, but he's not it. Oh, Lee, what are they saying about your man?
Richie's good enough.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
No.
I don't.
Yes, I agree. They are a head turner for nearly all players, but I just don't see Christian Romero going because he's got this partnership now with Van der Ven. I just don't see it happening at all. But we won't know.
I don't want him to go either because we'd be pretty screwed.
Yes, I agree. Jimbo, obviously we do our Premier League preview tomorrow, but I'm going to ask you today. I probably know the answer. It's probably going to be something ridiculous. But what do you fancy as a score prediction for the Newcastle game and who scores?
I think we're going to smash them. Right? What are you laughing for?
Because you think we're going to smash everyone.
I think we're going to smash them. I think it's going to be. I'm hoping for a clean sheet, but I've got a feeling it's going to be 3 or 4-1.
And who scores?
It's hard to pick the scorers in this team because they come from all over the place. But definitely Sonny scores this game.
Yeah.
Right. I think that I'm going to go Sonny 2, and I'm going to go Werner and Johnson to get 1 each.
Wow.
Okay. Chang, what do you fancy for the Newcastle game?
I fancy this. I fancy us to win it by the odd goal. I'm going to say 2-1 to Spurs. I can see us taking an early lead in the first half.
I don't agree with that.
And Newcastle are going to end via first half strong and get the equalizer in the first half. And we will probably nick the winner in maybe the 80th odd minute before the full time. So it's going to be 2-1 win to Spurs. Son Heung-min. And either one of Werner or Johnson to score the other goal for us.
Okay, interesting. Lee, I'm going to ask you because you said you don't agree. I assume you mean Benny's comment.
Yeah, I don't think Romero's going anywhere.
I mean, Joey Bartman, he knows the fee. I'll be interested to see what you think the fee is for Romero to go, and how you know.
Joey, she starred your thing, so she's going to come back to it.
Well, no, I'm asking now if he knows what the fee is.
What for Richarlison or Romero is he on about?
No, for Romero, he said he's definitely gone and he knows the fee.
I don't think either of our two players are gone, personally.
Well, it'll be interesting, but it's weird because I've not even 80 million, he reckons. He's gone for 80 million.
Bloody hell.
Well, we'll see if this is
I don't think Romero's want to go anyway.
I don't know, Real Madrid. If it is Real Madrid, it's hard to say no to them.
I like Bobby's score.
Anyway, my score will be the reverse of last season, so I'm going 6-1 Spurs. Screw you.
Who's scoring, Lee? Who's scoring all the goals?
I don't care as long as we get 6-1.
Fair enough.
I'm not banking on Werner to score, though. Although I like him, I don't think he'll score. I hope he does.
Martin,
Richie Brace off the bench.
Richie Brace.
Off the bench.
Okay. Martin, what do you fancy for the game?
I'm going for a realistic 3-0 Spurs.
Oh, don't be like that.
And who scores for you?
Sonny gets 1.
Yeah.
I reckon Johnson's going to get 1. And then Vicario have a long free kick, like Paul Robinson back in the day.
What's the odds on that?
Oh my God, can you imagine? Ellie, what do you fancy for the game?
I think it's going to be tighter than all the rest of the boys have said, especially Lee. 6-1. Nah, that's not happening. I love it to happen.
Season, Ellie.
I love it. I love it to happen. But we've already battered them 4-1 at our ground, so we only have to win by 2 clear goals to pay them back, don't we? So I'm going to say 2-1 to the Spurs, and the goal scorers are going to be Sonny and who's the other one? Werner. I'm going to give it to Werner because I called him pants all week. So I'm going to give him a goal to be my retribution.
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs, and I'm going to do I think we'll go 1-0 down, which I like because we normally play better then. And then I'm going to go Werner and Van der Ven to get the winner. Go on, Van der Ven.
What score you done, Kate?
2-1 Spurs.
So you've backed us to win?
Yeah, I think we'll win because if Newcastle had a full squad, I may have gone for a draw. But because they've got so many injuries, we should beat them.
Well done, Kate.
Ellie, what I will say is, I know you said about the Champions League final.
Yes.
If Arsenal beat Bayern and Real Madrid beat City, they play each other, so it can't be a Bayern City final. It's impossible. No.
Right, okay.
So, big up, Jose. Good to see
Senor
you.
Jose.
Senor Garcia.
So yeah, there's no possible way that they can get in the final with Bayern Munich.
Are we in trouble? Because Jose's saying no.
I know. He's shaking his head.
He's got a red wall as well. What's that all about?
He's got a red wall.
It's terracotta.
It's red.
It's like Kate's shirt. She says it's pink, but it's actually red.
This is worse. This is definitely red.
In trouble, Kate. And your red knickers.
Oh yeah, I've definitely got red knickers. I admit that. They're lucky as well.
We're lucky for you. As well, you know. I was bought a red pair of knickers. I didn't go and buy them myself. They were a present from a gooner.
But what did Sham say? Put Sham back up.
Sham says 3-2 Newcastle. They're at home and we are so hit and miss and fall asleep too much during games. That said, we will win because I have had bad luck with predictions. Okay. Jose, did you want to come on and what did you want to speak about?
No, I've been watching in bits and pieces because I'm at work, I'm working, and I just thought to myself, do you know what? I don't even know what you're talking about. I just thought, let me just come on and say hello. There were some things I didn't agree with what you guys were saying.
Oh, I bet it was about bloody Giovanni Lo Celso.
No. It's not just Gio. It was Gio, Højbjerg, a whole load of players, right? Right. Jim said a couple of things that I've been saying all along, right? For me, I'm going to say that I look forward to every match, right? And I've said it doesn't matter. I've been saying it every game. If we had 15 games left, I said all 15 games I'm going to look forward to.
Yeah.
And we've got 7 games to go. I'm looking forward to all 7 games. I want to win all 7 games. And in order to win all 7 games, we need all hands to the pump. Everybody. Postecoglou needs to be able to pick his best 11 and his 9 people on the subs to make the squad of 20 for the day. 5 people are going to be left out, not including the young uns. The best 20 get to be in the squad on the day. And invariably, Ange uses 16 players. He uses 11 players and 5 off the bench. So we need all the 5 players that come off the bench to be out here as well. Now, if we keep talking about Gio shouldn't start, Højbjerg shouldn't start, Richie shouldn't start, and all these players, then we're basically pigeonholing and saying we've got a bare 11 and that's it. We need everybody to help out, whether they're going to be with us till the end of the season and move on next year. We just need 20 players on a match day to help Tottenham Hotspur win a game of football and get us maximum points from now to the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that. And we like pigeonholes here.
the thing with Gio Hose, right, is Gio's come on, and I've praised him nearly every time he's come on, Kate, to tell you, because he has contributed well And in one game, I think we particularly got over the line because of him. But the thing with Gio is that I think he's let us down so much. People are at the end of their tether with him, you know. But look, this is my opinion on Gio. If Ange has changed him and he ends up staying and he ends up being a good player for us, I will back him. But if I had my choice now at the end of the season, I would say sell him. But it's not my choice; it's Ange's choice. So it's down to Ange. If Ange can get the best out of him and he stays, and then I think most people will back him if he does a job.
I agree with you, Jim. I think he's going to go. I think Højbjerg's going to go. But at the moment, they're Tottenham Hotspur football players.
Yeah.
So from now to the end of the season, if they are selected, whether it be starting or from the bench, if they are selected, I want them to do what they need to do for their employer and for the fans.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Jose. You know what I mean? That is exactly, and we all do think that. But just because we share our opinions on what we don't like, it don't affect what that team and squad are doing in training. It's not going to determine the outcome. If I don't want Gio or Højbjerg there, you know, we're here just talking about our opinions. But we totally agree with you. We want everyone on board and we want everyone to do the best. Like I said earlier when it's there, it ain't about who I like and if they're going the end of next season. We need to get the points and we need to win it. You know, we all want that.
I urge you as well.
I personally don't think Højbjerg and Gio's name should be put in the same sentence because Højbjerg's played fantastic for Spurs. Right, he's been a really good player for us, especially in Jose's first season. He was fantastic. With Conte, he was fantastic in the two-man midfield. And I don't know why people put him in the same breath as Gio.
I love you, Ellie.
He's done squat for us, Giovanni Lo Celso. What has he done for Spurs?
I love you.
I do, because I protect my man.
We know that. You stand by your man no matter what.
Yeah, because everybody mentions him like he's some sort of scapegoat and that he's leaving and he's a rubbish player, but he's not a rubbish player. He's a very consistent player.
They do it to wind you up, Ellie. How many times do I have a phone conversation with you, Els, and I say people do it because it's a red rag to a ball. You go off and start going mad. So you love it, Ellie. Ellie, you love it. You love people coming at you with Højbjerg. All right.
I do love protecting my man. I must admit, it gives me the heebie-jeebies when people call him out because I don't think he should be called out like he's painted in the same breath as Eric Dyer. What is Eric Dyer?
No, he's not. He's not. Nor Gio.
He's a very, very good player.
He's been a much better servant to us than they have. That's for sure.
Yeah. Especially under Jose, he was fantastic under Jose.
Jose, you like obviously South American players, and you know. Oh, actually, before I go on to that, I've got a bit of breaking news that I've just had come through. Let me share my screen.
Højbjerg staying.
No, Premier League clubs have agreed to the introduction of semi-automated offside technology for next season. The technology will provide quicker and consistent placement of the virtual offside line based on optical player tracking. This will produce high-quality broadcasting graphics to ensure an enhanced in-stadium and broadcast experience for supporters. So I assume these sort of graphics will be put onto the screen while they check for offside, so it's clearer. So that's just been announced. Yeah, as breaking news. So I thought I'd share that little bit of information and that really weird picture that looked like a load of crash test dummies. But what I was going to say to you, Jose, was what do you make of Santiago Jimenez? Because we're being heavily linked to him today.
He's a good player. He's a good player. He can play anywhere across the front three. He's a really good finisher in the box. He can link play up and that. So yeah, he's a decent footballer, but these players are going to cost money. Although I do believe that these players aren't going to cost as much as what they were reported to be worth last season. I think the cost of players is going to come down this year. I'm not seeing all these mad inflated prices. But I still think, I mean, it'd be interesting. No, we're being interested, Kate, but are they saying how much money?
Yeah, 38 to 51 million.
Pounds?
Yes, pounds.
But you know what? That's got to be a lot better than something like 70 million that he was being touted for last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've heard you guys I've heard many people on streams say the difference is though you've got to make a statement signing. The difference is you've got to spend the money for quality and class, and look what other teams have done. Blah blah blah. But sometimes you do have to pay that bit more for a certain player, and if Jimenez is the person that you've targeted to be your number one pick for that position, then what I'd say is don't mess about. Put the money down. If he's the one, your data's led you to him, everyone is on board that's the player you want. Don't squabble, don't haggle, pay the money, get him over the line, bring him to the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If Leeds don't get involved, that is.
You're only going to do it with one player, so you ain't going to have 4 statements signed. So if that's your one that's going to do it, you got to double down and just go for it, ain't you?
I stayed. So I was working away, and I stayed at my son's when I was. It was the night before the Arsenal game, so it must have been Tuesday. And I saw Real Madrid playing. My son didn't know much about Real Madrid. Loves football, but didn't know. And I saw Valverde's goal. But before Valverde's goal, I said to my son, "Do you know what? We got Bentancur at Tottenham. I'd love to have Uruguay's midfield. I'd love to have Valverde, Bentancur, and Ugarte. Ugarte at number 6 would be your monster. Solve the whole problem for you."
Yeah.
And the Uruguay midfield at Tottenham. Now you'll be cooking on gas, man, big time. Or nuclear. But yeah, it will cost money. It will cost money.
Do you know what? Can I just say something quickly, Kate?
Of course you can.
Yeah, I was going to say if I'm going in the Turkish market, I'm taking Levy with me because he can bargain me down. That's one good thing Levy's good at, bargaining down.
Yeah, exactly. Jose, what's your predictions for the big game tomorrow? Is it not tomorrow, Saturday?
Right. For me, I think that we'll win by 2 goals.
Okay.
Right. But I love my clean sheet, and I keep predicting a clean sheet every time, every week, and we never get it. And when I don't predict a clean sheet against Villa, we got it. So basically, I'm thinking if I'm going to keep my clean sheet, it's going to be 2-0. But if I'm not keeping the clean sheet, I'm saying 3-1.
Okay. And who do you fancy to score for the Spurs?
I really don't care who scores. I just want the goals and the victory. I'm not about who's scoring our goals. I just want the goals and the victory, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that is what Lee said.
And Kate, what I think of it, you got to get your predictions over to Jose. I've done mine.
Yeah, but we're doing we do Premier League preview tomorrow, and
no worries. The only reason why I started early. The only reason why I started early because I've got so many people doing it that it just blocks takes my whole Friday out. So some people have put them in early, and it just gives me a head start before tomorrow comes along. So Kate, you can still send yours on a Friday. It's not a problem.
Thank you. And Chang's will be on there tomorrow because Chang is joining us tomorrow for our Premier League preview, which will be nice.
I'm glad to see you're alive, Mr. Chang.
Yes, he's fine. Anyone got anything?
Where were you yesterday?
Anyone got anything they want to say before we wrap the show up? Because it's Benny's coffee time about now, actually. So anyone got any final thoughts?
Yeah. Hoi Pierre!
Come on, you Spurs!
Chang, when can we find you next?
Well, as you mentioned, mere minutes earlier, I will be reappearing tomorrow in less than 24 hours' time with you, Queen Ellie, and of course, Mr. Boxall doing the preview show. Yes, it's a preview show. It's a weekend preview show that's going to be on tomorrow. I believe it's noon, as you corrected me earlier on WhatsApp. So that's going to be noon tomorrow at 5. And he's dropped out. Senior Garcia dropped out. I was about to ask him whether are we going to do it.
He's got a meeting,
it's fine. It's fine. I'm guessing that we are still going to go ahead with our Talk and Ball and LTL Cockerel watch along for the Newcastle game. So after tomorrow's preview show with you and Mr. Boxall and Queen Ellie, I will be doing the watch along for the Newcastle away game with LTL himself and Mr. Sievers over at LTL Cockerel and Talk and Ball. And immediately after that, I believe it's next Monday. Are we back again on Monday or is it Tuesday now?
Monday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 11:30 a.m. on a Monday. it's back. I'm back here again for the Premier League roundup.
12 o'clock, you mean? 12 o'clock. It's always 12
is
o'clock.
Is it 12?
On a Monday.
Also, it's 12 noon. Okay.
Yeah, 12 noon on a Monday.
All right. So it's 12 noon on a Monday during the Premier League roundup here on Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Thank you for having me on.
Always, Chang. Do you know what? I will tell Terry off when I see him later on. I'm thinking of possibly doing these member shows until the end of the season, doing them every week rather than every 2 weeks. I don't know if we'll have the interest in it to do it every week, but that's what I'm thinking. Martin, obviously, always a pleasure to have you in the wall on. I don't know what you think. Do you think we'd get the interest to do it as a weekly show every Thursday?
Nah, no chance.
And I will be, and I will be sorting out as well the mental health one, which I will keep everyone updated with on the homepage. Lee, are you around any other streams or anything lined up, or are you just looking after your poor hero?
Belgium's birthday. Happy birthday, Belgium.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Big up to you.
Mr. Dembele.
I'm not sure. I think I'm on Jesse's on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
As always, big love to Uncle Joe and the eye patch for being free.
And Ellie, when can we find you next?
Yeah, first of all, I want to apologise to Martin. I didn't mean anything bad about putting Giovanni with Højbjerg, because I'll just go off on a tangent when I hear his name. So I do apologise to you, Martin. I didn't mean any offence.
I've seen that, Ellie. I've seen that. It's all right.
I didn't mean any offence anyway.
Listen, if he was in court, he'd want you defending him, so you're all right.
Yeah, right. So next I'm on tomorrow with you, and I'm also hosting my own show. Well, it's not my show. It's not my channel, but I'm hosting a show for Eltel Cockerell. You've just seen him leave the stream just 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to be doing that every Wednesday and every Friday. Wednesdays with Chang, the lovely Chang, the youthful Chang. Yeah, and then Fridays, I'm going to leave it open for everybody to join me. Probably I'll have guests on with me on Friday to make it more interesting, because when you're doing it solo, it's not the same, right? But so I'm looking forward to all the shows, and come on, you Spurs, let's go and smash the Newcastle. Come on.
Jim, I suppose I better ask you when you're back.
Well, I'm gonna dedicate my little spot to the Belgian Hotspur because it's his birthday. Happy birthday! And he has predicted 2-2, Timo to score, and Maddison to score.
Yeah,
2-2. Right. Okay.
So when are you back, Jimbo?
Tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow, right? With you.
Yeah, yes, you are. Yeah. And I am back tonight at 5 on the terrace, and if not, if you don't want to come over to there, then tomorrow we're back at 12:30 for the preview show.
And I just want to say to Ellie, I want to say to Ellie, if you get stuck, Ellie, on Talking Ball and you need someone to come on with you, just give me a ping. And
Jim, I was just going to message you as Mrs. Puddle Duck to invite you. I was going to go, Mr. Jimbo Pacino, darling.
When's that for?
For tomorrow. So, Jimbo, you're officially invited to join me.
Okay,
what time is that?
What
time?
It's 11:30.
Don't you go over my time, Ellie, or I'll find you.
No, it's at 11, sorry. It's at 11.
I
can't go over your time because I've got to join you.
That's true. I'm only joking. I'm at the doctor's at 11:30.
You know what? That was the right cock up. Well, it was a cock up first of all, my first try, because Colin said start the show with James Maddison music, and it ended the stream.
Oh my God!
And then you have to revamp it, didn't you? And you have to put in another StreamYard request.
Yeah.
Stream. So sorry about that, Kate.
That's all right. I'm only joking. There's new merch out now. There's a brand new shirt on the on that link there as well in honour of Jimbo. But yeah, everyone have a brilliant day. as I said, I'm around at 5. Thanks to all of you for coming on and those that have already left. And yeah, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Yes.